So in my personal collection, the first pen I have selected, and that's not in order, it's not that this is my least favorite of the pens I own, it's not, I just randomly came up with this order, okay? The first one in my personal collection is this. It's a Parker Duofold, it's a special one, it's made by Akkerman in The Hague, a fountain pen store known for their famous inks and the interesting bottles. And that store goes back quite a way. They were opened up in the Passage, which is a sort of like a very small mall. It's like a covered shopping street. In 1910, all right, and in 2010 they launched this pen to mark their 100 years of being in the Passage. And I love this pen. It was a limited edition, and I'm not going to do the whole thing of what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I have reviewed all of the pens that I will discuss in this series, or I will review them, okay? So I'm not going to go in great detail. This is me just talking about the pen. I will do a short writing sample, but this is just me explaining to you why I love it so much, why it's in my collection. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's limited. I don't really care for limited editions. That has very little meaning to me. I just think this pen is stunning. The orange is very nice, and it's a nod to the vintage Duofolds. For example, the 3 rings, the black ends. It's all very classic Duofold stuff. It's a cartridge converter pen. It's not a button filler or anything. It's not that vintage, but I think it has a lot going for it. To me, the orange and black works. Orange is the national color of the Netherlands, and there's a lot of detail in this pen. I think the black and orange works. Something that's very nice is that the finial here is the 3 arms of the Passage and the center area. So it's as I said, sort of a covered shopping street with 3 arms. Akkerman is on one of them. So you have that in there. It does say Akkerman, it does say Den Haag for The Hague. It says 1910, 2010. All on the finial. You have the classic clip, of course, you have all of that. But for me, what makes this pen really special is 2 things. It's not just the eye for detail, that's all great, but it's 2 things. One is that it was unique to Akkerman, and Akkerman is definitely one of my favorite pen stores in the Netherlands. It just is, it's very highly up there. One of the reasons for that is that the store has very qualified staff. It's not just a very nice store, but the staff is very knowledgeable of pens, which is nice. I hate it when you walk into a specialized store and the staff has no idea what they're talking about. That's not the case there. So for me, that makes it special. And I mean, all the staff members are great there. One member in particular that I have a very nice bond with is Paul Rutte, the shop manager. Aziza and I regularly went there when we were in the Netherlands, and it was always great fun to catch up with Paul. He has been in the pen business for a long time, he knows his stuff, and it's great. I have learned so much from just conversations with him. Super nice guy, and always willing to have a chat about pens. That's a real pen lover, and that's crucial. So for me, this pen kind of symbolizes the nice shop, the nice chats with Paul, with other shop staff there, and that's very nice. So that's part of my appeal of this pen, or the part of the pen's appeal to me. One thing that I really enjoy too is that at some point Paul said, you know, I have a couple of old stubs. It's an old Parker original stub. It's not stubbed by someone. It left the factory like this, and when they were leaving the factory like this, they were already getting pretty rare. So it's an older style nib that Parker doesn't do anymore. It's 18 karat, it's stiff, but it's a joy to use. And he said, are you interested in one? I said, sure. I thought, what pen should I put this on? And I thought, you know what, let's put it on their pen. So I bought the pen. I bought it with the stub, and that to me made it perfect. Of course, this pen is also fun with a medium nib or a fine nib, but this is a particularly nice stub. And that's the fun thing about Akkerman too. There is sort of like a little workspace where they prepare their own pens, they do that kind of stuff. And there's little drawers full of hidden treasures, and one of those treasures was an old vintage stub. So to me, the whole package is perfect. The pen is nice, the nib is superb, it has a nice backstory. Because it was limited, it was special to the Akkerman store. It even has a blind engraving on the barrel that says Akkerman PW Akkerman and Den Haag, as I said, for The Hague. It has the number on it, it's number 51. That in itself I find comical because, of course, one of Parker's most famous models is the Parker 51. I know that's not this, but Parker 51 Duofold, it all comes together. So for me, that's great. 201 pens made, so it's an actual limited edition. It's not like it's limited to 9,000 or something. It is actually limited. Perfect pen, and one that I absolutely love using. So let me do a brief writing sample so you can see why I like the nib so much. I'm not going to do a full writing sample with reverse writing and all those things. That's all in the review. This is just to give you a taste of the pen. That was number 1 in my personal collection. I love it. The size is right. You can easily carry it. Goes in a breast pocket very well. Great pen. I hope this wasn't boring. I hope this is kind of what people had in mind when I said I would profile the pens. And that's all there's to it. I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so let's start with this one here. Of course, hard start, right? Parker Duofold Akkerman with a stub. For those of you interested, this is Diamine Golden Honey. Alright, now I'm not going to do the full writing sample as I usually do, because I've already done that in the review. This here is merely to give you an impression of the pen. Very nice stub. This is no pressure, so you get a very nice line variation out of this, which I think is fantastic. It's something I really enjoy. If you you want to, I mean, you can even use this nib for calligraphy. If I do calligraphy, I like really broad nibs, but I mean, I'm doing this pretty quickly too. But just to give you an idea, I mean, it is of calligraphic quality, I think. Not the writing, but the nib. So a very, very pleasant pen, one that I absolutely love, one that is definitely dear to me, and I think it's very, very nice. So there you have it. Hope this was useful, and gladly see you later. Bye bye. Bye.